Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Lorwyn Eclipsed Draft here on the channel. We're playing some best of 3 today, so we'll see how we can adjust things with sideboarding and a little bit of a slower format, because that's what best of 3 usually provides. Let's see what we've got. Okay, I'm also streaming this live on Twitch, so if I'm interacting with Twitch chat, that is what that is. I'll be answering questions, and so if you want to ask questions, then you can check me out streaming live. There's a link in the description. Anyway, Tristan's Command is a great first pick here because it's not just a black-green card. You can easily splash this card in any green deck because there's plentiful fixing. You have Tristan's Command, you have a Changeling Wayfinder, and you just like put one swamp in your deck and it's good to go. It does get better in elf decks because if you have Tristan's Command and then you have something like Eclipsed Elf to look at the top 4 cards for an elf, swamp, or forest, you can find Tristan's Command with it. So that's a really good thing. But if this wasn't in the pack, I would probably take Assert Perfection, which is a bit of a weird pick. I think it might not be the best. It's not the best card in a vacuum, but I do like getting a green removal spell. I like all of the green archetypes. I like the green slow rampy decks. I like green white Kithkin. I think green black elves is solid. Green blue, green red. I think green combos are pretty good. So I like those decks. Tweeze is fine. Eclipsed Elf is pretty strong, but it's very inflexible. So Tristan's Command, good way to start off a draft. And I think we'll follow that up with a Pitiless Fists. So we already have one green card. If this was pack 1, pick 1, Pitiless Fists might not be the pick. It might still be because it's a good card. But I think because I already have a card that makes me want to play green, you bias towards your good card. So the way that draft works is fundamentally a choice in each pick between how likely the card is to make your deck and how strong is the card. If a card is strong enough, you can take it even if it's unlikely to make your deck. But if you're not going to take a basic land, Evolving Wilds necessarily over a solid common, maybe you would sometimes. That's not a great example. You wouldn't take a card that was colorless just because it was colorless. You wouldn't take a Foraging Wickermaw just because it's guaranteed to make your deck potentially over a good card that's a color. But a Twin Flame Traveler's not the most likely to make your deck, so maybe you don't want to take a multicolored card. You'd rather take a single colored card. Point being, if you have a really good card, biasing towards it means you're more likely to play both of those cards. Whereas if I took something like Twin Flame Travelers, all of a sudden the odds of playing both these cards goes to basically 0. Pitiless Fists, great card. Recruiting Hex is also a fine card. But I felt like that was a necessary good point to make. Okay, so we have Pitiless Fists. We have Tristan's Command. We want to get some cheap creatures going. In this pack, we don't really see a black card I'm interested in. I don't think Darkness Descends is very good, unless you're playing a deck that has -1/-1 counter synergies, and then it gets a little bit better. I could play a red-green deck that splashes Tristan's Command. That's a pretty decent home for it. So Tweeze is a card that I'm very strongly considering here. I'm not the biggest fan of Bold Weir Aggressor. I think Wary Farmer is a good card, but it's more good for green-white. I don't see any good white cards in this pack. I don't like Tributary Vaulter. And if I'm not playing green-white, I don't really want the Wary Farmer because it's hard to cast. So I think I'd rather take Tweeze here because I can play red-green splash Tristan's Command fairly easily. Omni Changeling is also a fine option. Mischievous Sneakling is fine, but I think I'd rather take Tweeze here. I think just a nice little removal spell. Okay, well this card's messed up. It's very, very strong. So let's evaluate our options. This is the best card in the pack by a country mile, I think. This card's messed. If you play this card in your Merfolk deck, you basically can't lose. Pick 4. The thing is I can't really play that card in a Tristan's Command deck because it's pretty narrow. And white has not seemed open. We haven't seen a single good white card. I guess second pick, we saw the Luminary, the 4-mana enchantment spell that kills things, but that's not even the craziest. I think I might take Graveshifter here. I could still just be a black-green deck playing Tristan's Command in my Elves deck. And just get more grindy cards. Get things like Dawnheart Eulogists. This card is very strong. Seeing it pick 4 is a signal. But it's so far away from what I'm doing right now. Okay. Now I think I'm going to take Pitiless Fists or Graveshifter here. Both of these cards are good. Graveshifter is kind of cool because you can loop them. So if you have one Graveshifter, you can get the second one back. Pitiless Fist is very strong, but I already have one. And sometimes if you have a card like this that's really good in a high leverage situation, you don't want to get 2 of them. Because if I draw both of these in my hand and don't have a creature, I'm going to be pretty embarrassed. It's going to be pretty bad. I think I'm going to take Graveshifter. It's always reliable. It's always good. Fits nicely into a black-green Elves deck. I think Lysolana Informant is reasonable after these 2. I think I would go Pitiless Fists. Graveshifter, Pitiless Fists. And then Lysolana, but yeah. And now we can get Bogslither's Embrace, get myself a nice kill spell. Not the greatest kill spell in black-green necessarily, but black is looking open. We could still abandon green, technically. Or we could play black-red splash green for Tristan's Command. We don't have to be green if we don't see green fixing. But Tristan's Command and Pitiless Fist currently the best I've got to work with. I don't love Kithkeeper. I find that you only want this in like a multicolor, like red-green deck splashing this or blue-green deck splashing this. And you kind of need to get like 4 1/1s before you're happy with the card. Yeah, we get a Bog Slither's Embrace. Black is looking very open. Definitely going to take Nameless Inversion here. So there's Assert Perfection, which is like a nice kill spell as well. It struggles from the same thing Pitiless struggles from, is if you don't have a good creature, it doesn't do what you want. But Nameless Inversion can give something +3/-3. It's also going to count as an elf. So we have 2, 3. This will be our 4th elf for if we get any elf payoff cards. Red looking maybe a little open, but seeing a 7th pick Assert Perfection, also a good sign. Black-green is definitely looking very open here. And black-green is also one of those decks that I think gets better in best of 3, where you have more time to develop your plan, play your Graveshifters, get your value. Here, we're going to jam Lyssalana Informant. Very easy pickup for us here. We don't care about combat tricks right now. We have 2 creatures total, so getting a combat trick doesn't make a lot of sense. But getting a 2-drop that's also an elf is going to be tremendous for us. The Tweeze, I forget what I took this over. I don't think I took it over anything particularly good, though. I think it was the best card in the pack by a pretty wide margin, and it was 2nd pick. So getting a Lyssalana Informant, pretty nice. Okay. Wheeling Tweeze number 2. I really don't like Unforgiving Aim, though I could use it as a sideboard card in best of 3. I think I will do that. I'll take this card for the sideboard, because if I play against a deck with a good enchantment or a bunch of flyers, I could play this. I just really don't want to have token makers from that, because I'd rather, and I'll just take a 2-drop just in case I need those. I would rather get this for the sideboard than a card that's unlikely to make my deck like Tweeze. Black-green is looking open enough that I feel pretty confident in this. And now I'm just trying to build up my creature count. Okay, Darkness Descends similarly could be a good sideboard card. Late pickup on Elder Auntie. So maybe black-red goblins could have been good. But I have Tristan's Command and Pitiless Fists, and I have enough goblins that I feel confident I can get there on the goblins deck. On the elves deck. So maybe I could have done some goblin stuff, but I think black-green is going to be my home here. Okay. So now we have some choices once again. There is a Blightrot as a kill spell. There is a Gnarlbark Elm. I haven't loved Gnarlbark Elm as much as I thought I would. The thing about the Elm is it's kind of a kill spell, but it's also very slow. It costs 6 mana, and you get a 3/4 to kill something. It plays better if you have things like Darkness Descends, where you put counters on your own guys. Dundulin Weaver has also been a bit underwhelming. I'd much rather have like Graveshifter, which always does its thing. So I'm at a bit of a loss here. I think I might take Blightrot here over the Gnarlbark Elm. It's very slow, and I think I'd rather just get the guaranteed kill spell when I'm not going to have a ton of synergy pieces to go with the Gnarlbark Elm. I do have Bog Slither's Embrace, which is kind of synergy, but I think I'm going to take that over the Elm. Lock up some guaranteed kill spell. Now, interesting pick here. We could take Temple Garden as a speculation if I did want to consider splashing white for something. Not that there's a lot of white cards I'd want to splash for at this point. My deck is pretty complete. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 kill spells. This is kind of a kill spell too. I just want to add some juice to the deck, like some big beefy elves. I currently am looking at taking a Bile Vile Boggart as a sideboard card. But I don't really want to do that. I think I'd rather take Glister Baron. If I do end up heavy green, I could cast this, buff up my creatures. Could be nice to turn Graveshifters into real threats. So between that and Bile Vile Boggart, this is a really weak pack for me, unfortunately. Okay, now there's Blossoming Defense. There's also Scarblade Scout. I think I'd rather have Scarblade Scout. Mill over a couple creatures for my Graveshifter. Dream Caesar could be fine in best of 3. Blossoming Defense is great, but I don't really have creatures to protect. This card gets better if you have really good creatures to protect. Or you're being aggressive. My deck isn't particularly aggressive. I've got Graveshifters and stuff. And getting this card could be very useful. Give myself some lifelink. Help me stabilize. Fill my graveyard for Graveshifters. I wouldn't mind a Changeling Wayfinder, but I tend to only like that card these days if I'm splashing something, so I can get a basic land of a different color. Blossoming Defense. Evolving Wilds is always solid. We'll just take the Scarblade Scout. And now we can take Vinebred Brawler. Ooh, late Sunderflock. Wow. I guess Elementals was open in some sense of the word because we got like wheeled the Twin Flame Travelers, but Sunderflock is messed up, but we're not going to splash a double blue card. Vinebred Brawler is very strong. Must be blocked if able. You can set up some cool stuff like that. Like you Pitiless Fist something, and then this thing's giant, or you put a combat trick with it. Requiting Hex is a pretty good sideboard card. Kill a creature with mana value 2 or less. Can really help you stabilize on the draw. But I'd rather just take a 3-drop creature. Pretty reasonable elf for my deck. Now I could take Chomping Changeling as a sideboard card. I don't think I want to main deck it, but if I'm playing any deck that has enchantment-based kill spells, it could be a really good card to bring in. And there's another Vile Boggart for the board. There's a Crossroads Watcher. I'd rather get an like A+ sideboard card than a mediocre card for the main deck. Okay, I like the Moon Vigil Adherents. Yeah, we've seen a couple Temple Gardens TKM. We have indeed. I like Moon Vigil Adherents. We have 6 creatures right now, but we have a little bit of self-mill with this guy. And I do think we will be able to get a little bit more into the graveyard. Nice little 4-drop here. Now we could take either Prideful Feastling, or we could take Wretched Wretch. We have 1 source of Blight 1 right now. I don't really want to take Dawn's Light Archer. Let's just take the Wretched Wretch in case we get a couple more Bogslither's Embraces. We could take Dawn Hand Eulogist. I'm not really a fan of the Great Forest Druid unless I'm splashing, because it turns into a dead card pretty quickly. We've seen a lot of blue cards this pack. I think we'll take the Eulogist here, though. It's pretty decent if it's draining them for 2. We wheeled Gnarlbark Elm. Well, I guess that was a good decision not to take it. I will play it. I just wanted Blightrot more, but I still think this card's fine. I could have also taken the Lifelinker instead of the Wretched Wretch. I was considering it. I don't really need 4-drops, but a 3-drop is nice. Perfect. We got a Vile Boggart. We could also take a Midnight Tilling, but I'd rather get this card for the sideboard. If I play against a fast deck, this card is just what I need to help me stabilize. Whereas Midnight Tilling is never going to be crazy. Cool. We got a Changeling Wayfinder in case we want to splash. And we got Requiting Hex. Could be a good sideboard card. Could also work well with Wretched Wretch. We'll have to see what our final configuration looks like. And a last pick, Vile Boggart. Picking cards in draft that are going to be good in best of 3 is important if you want to win more in best of 3. Because like now our sideboard is looking really good. We've got a Chomping Changeling, an Unforgiving Aim, Darkness Descends, Vile Boggart. Because the majority of your games are post-board. You play 1 game pre-board and then 1 or 2 games post-board. I kind of want to take Morkant's Eyes here. We have 5 elves, 2 shapeshifters. I feel like this could do some serious work. Then again, I also kind of want to take the Dawn Hand Dissident. I feel like this card's going to be pretty good for me as well. There's Blightrot. Let's just take the Dissident. I think it's going to be a better card than Morkant's Eyes. It works really well. It's a little bit cheaper as well, which is really the key factor. Okay, now there's Bogslither's Embrace. There is Thought-Weft Charge. I'm kind of a mid-rangey deck, so I don't really need the Thought-Weft Charge as much. We wheeled the last Gnarlbark Elm, so I don't want to take that. I think I'll take the Bogslither's Embrace, and with 2 Bogslither's Embraces, a Requiting Hex, a Dawn Hand Dissident, this Wretched Wretch is actually looking like a pretty good pick, and Gnarlbark Elm is looking like pretty good with these cards as well. So I'm just going to take that. Okay, I will take the 1-drop Elf that's got Death Touch and helps me stabilize. I would maybe play the Moonglove Extractor. I think I have enough tools to make this work. But I'm just going to get the 1-drop. It's just a very good card. Now I'll take Morkant's Eyes. I have now got 7 elves, 2 shapeshifters, so 9 shapeshifters, and yeah, it doesn't count number of elf cards. I do have a shapeshifter instant, and I've got a shapeshifter sorcery, so that's pretty good count for that. I have another Wretched Wretch. There's also an elf here. There's an Evolving Wilds, but I think Morkant's Eyes is a pretty sweet payoff for this deck. And I think we have enough early game defensive cards in our sideboard that we could make it work. Now I think I'll take Bogslither's Embrace number 3 over Virulent Emissary. I just like having kill spells for whatever my opponent's doing. This card could be good. Creature counts at 12. I'm going to get some more creatures. I'm just going to take this, I think. Yeah, I have enough early drops. I just want more kill spells, I think. Chat says they would have liked the creature. I'm going to take another Wretched Wretch now. My Wretched Wretches are actually looking pretty good here. Sure, I'll take a Dawnhand Eulogist. Fill up my graveyard a little bit more. Give myself my 13th creature. Another elf, 14th creature. Another elf. Beautiful. This is the perfect pickup. Scarblade Scout is just what my deck wanted. It's another 2-drop. It brings my 2-drop count up to 2, 3, 4. It's like my 5th 2-drop. Perfect. We got another Morkant's Eyes. Maybe I would have rather had the 1-drop elf in light of the fact that we're getting another Morkant's Eyes, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now there's Scarblade's Malice or Thoughtweft's Charge. Thoughtweft's Charge is a much better card, so we'll take it. Dawnhand Eulogist or Moonglove Extractor. I don't want this many 4-drops. I'll take the 3-drop. Boom, we got this guy. Nice. This deck really came together. I don't even think I'm going to play the Moonglove Extractor, but I could see some matchups where it's really good. If I'm playing against a slow Vivid deck that's spending the early turn setting up its mana, this could be a good sideboard card. Okay, so this is 9-8. I don't think I really want the Farrier. So I have 1, 2, 3. This card I like. I'm fine playing it on turn 2. That's kind of 5. Requiting Hex, maybe not the best card. Dissident's fine. Elm is fine here. Eulogist. I only think I want one Eulogist, maybe. And I don't love Stoic Grove Guide. Though with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's enough ways to maybe mill it over. It could be good. So I think I'm going to cut the Requiting Hex until I get to a sideboarded game and I know what I'm working with here. So I'll cut that. I'm going to cut the Surly Farrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are kind of my 5-drops as well. Creature count 14. Elf count is at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my elf count seems good enough for Morkant's Eyes. I could cut a box. Slither's Embrace. What's my kill count look like? 4 kill spells. 5 kill spells. Kind of a kill spell. Kind of a kill spell. Kind of a kill spell. So I could cut a kill spell. I might cut a box. Slither's Embrace. I think I'd rather have 1 Requiting Hex. So maybe that's just a sideboard change I make. I think I'll keep the box Slither's Embrace and bring in Requiting Hex post board. My sideboarding is going to be so good with this deck. I'm really excited to showcase that. 9-8 in favor of Swamps. Seems good. Yeah, let's give this a spin. And as we get ready for the games, I would like to shout out the NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you're enjoying my videos and you'd like to support my mission to make draft accessible for people of all skill levels while getting access to cool bonus content like my card-by-card tier list and For My Thoughts document, Patreon's the place to go. Special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference. Okie doke. Game 1, best of 3. We get to play first. On the play, do I want to keep this? I think so. We have 8 green sources. We have cards we can play until we get there. We have some late game. Twitch chat, Lollycat says, you would have probably pivoted to goblins at the end of pack 1 and had no sideboard. Interesting. Well, I think having a sideboard is going to be really beneficial for us. We're going to play the Scarblade Scout first here, because it can start gaining us some life. Having a sideboard is very valuable, just in general. It's very valuable. Like, we're going to be able to make some tremendous adjustments. If we're playing against green-white, we can bring in a couple of cards to really make the matchup better. Yeah, not the best mill, but That's fine. We'll attack. Yeah, the Boggarts are going to be good in this matchup. We will ditch Vinebred Brawler. Actually, no. Vinebred Brawler is probably pretty good. We could have ditched it to try and set up more Kensai's, but I'd rather just play it. Buff this guy up. So normally I would play the Dawnhand Eulogist. Here I'm going to play the Vinebred Brawler because it's going to be good against them. It's going to buff up my Scarblade Scout, make it harder for them to race. I could potentially Bog Slither's Embrace, put a counter on this. They have to trade with it anyway. You said, Adroni says he doesn't have the mental capacity to make picks with sideboard in mind. Okay, double Thought with Lieutenant. We're definitely bringing in our 1-mana kill spell that can kill these. They have a bunch of 2-drops. Some matchups, they don't have a lot of 2-drops, but this one definitely does. Okay. So they found a Kithkin there. No blocks. So the Vinebred Brawler is going to trade for something regardless. Yeah, let's kill that guy. We're gaining a bunch of life. Setting ourselves up here. Hitting them for a good chunk of damage, too. Yeah, they have to make this trade. This thing has gained us 8 life now. And post-board, our deck is going to be really good against them. Like, the board wipe post-sideboard is going to be incredible. I agree, Arcane. Like, I'm already thinking about what cards I want. I definitely want the 1-mana thing that can kill a small creature. That's going to be incredible. Okay, so instead of playing this card, they're playing this card, which means they have something. Okay, they have another creature. That makes sense. Yeah, we're going to be able to just dominate them with the board wipe here. Oh my gosh. Remember, we have a drain for 2 here in the bank. Okay, sure. I'll keep this on top. Actually, you know, I'm not going to try to use this for a little bit anyway. I don't want to really draw that. Now that's a card I can get behind. So I want to play this first. Normally I would attack first, but I want to play this first because I want to be able to actually surveil something. And this mills, so. Okay, keeping the forest may have been good, but I surveilled away the forest and then I drew this, so I'm pretty okay with that. Now I will keep that on top because it lets me cast my Tristan's Command. Or just make a bunch of elves. Though I'll probably go Tristan's Command first. They're holding up green mana. Maybe they have Blossoming Defense. Okay. So if I trade these things off, I can then make 2 more elves with this thing. So it's like not the worst. Because next turn I'll give them all +3/+3. So they're all lethal. I made 8 elves. I guess this thing goes to the graveyard before the thing resolves, because I only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. Showing them that I have that card, maybe not the best. I don't think they can really adjust. Okay, so they have 1, 2. They've shown me a couple of 1 toughness creatures. I'm gonna try to bring in these two. I'm definitely bringing in this. I'm definitely bringing in Darkness Descends. Have I seen any artifacts or enchantments? Nope. Have I seen any reason to want a combat trick? I'm not going to be that aggressive. I don't really want the Dawn Hand Eulogist as much. I'm not going to be the beatdown in this matchup. I'm going to go a little bigger. They haven't played any flyers. So these are the 4 cards that I want. What do I want to cut? Well, I think I can pretty safely cut the Stoic Grove Guide. I don't think I need it. Just doesn't seem like it's going to do that much. It's a slow card as well. Bogslither's Embrace is much worse than these cards, I think. The Wretched Wretch is good with the Darkness Descends. I'm adding a bunch of early game drops. Thank you so much for the subscription, Wandering Oath. Thanks for sharing that Twitch Prime, supporting the channel, helping me make more stuff. Okay, so we're cutting down. We're adding 2 more creatures here. So we can cut a creature, probably. Bogslither's Embrace is decent with the Bile Boggart. Gnarlbark Elm could be fine here, especially with Darkness Descends. I think I'm going to cut 1 Bogslither's Embrace. I'm going to cut the Dawnhand Eulogist. And I'm going to cut 1 Morkant's Eyes. Despite how good it was that game, I'm cutting down on my elf count a little bit. I think I actually will have enough time for the Grave Shifters. The thing about the Grave Shifters is they're going to be really good when I'm bringing back those little 1/1 dinky guys. Because the 1/1 guys will be really irritating for my opponents to deal with. So because I'm adding in so many cheap creatures... Okay, we'll keep this. It's not a great hand. I have a turn 1 way to kill something, though. This is a great draw. So we have stymied them, shall we say. How many drafts deep am I so far? 15? I think it's over 10. Okay. Well, I want to make this trade. These aren't creature cards, they just have creature types. I thought I could get them to make that trade, but I guess not. Trading 4 for 2 is generally pretty good. Mist Meadow Council, okay. Furawaki, thank you for subscribing, sharing the Twitch Prime. I appreciate the support. Help me make more videos. We would like to make this trade. Graveshift. I mean, we did keep a sketchy hand. Our hand was not great. Okay. Adios, Adronius. I don't have a lot going on here. I've drawn somewhat decently, I guess. I drew these two. I drew this card. I've drawn 1, 2. I've only drawn 3 spells, which is unfortunate because I kept a land heavy hand. Dundulin Weaver, sure. Yep. If I trade here, I can make a copy of that. I can already return that thing back to my hand, so I might as well. Unfortunately, I am going to lose this game badly. And the reason for that is that I just didn't draw enough spells. I mean, I had a 5-land hand to start. It was kind of sketchy. And then I proceeded to draw 2 spells the entire game. Or I guess I drew 3 spells, but that's not enough to win these sorts of situations, which is a bummer. Okay, Thought Weft Imbuer is pretty good. Okay, we'll go to game 3. I mean, game 3, we're going to hopefully not draw 9 lands, but we can afford to slow down our deck a little bit because we're back on the play. So we'll add in those 2. We'll add in the Dawn Hand Eulogist. What can I cut? I'm going to cut the Bile Vile Boggarts again. Do they have enough to make me want to have 1 Bile Vile Boggart? Still haven't seen any enchantments. Wretched Wretch should be good, but maybe it's not in practice. -2/-2 to everything is going to be so good if I draw that. I could cut 1 Wretched Wretch. Though I am adding in cards that make the Wretched Wretch better. Maybe I cut 1 Grave Shifter. We saw it not do much that game. My elf count is at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's my last cut? Cut 1 Wretched Wretch, I guess. No, it's such a good card in my deck right now. I guess I'd rather have other things. What's my favorite archetype so far? I've liked green, white, and blue, white a lot. And then I like the multicolored red-green decks. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a good one. I'm glad I have this Eulogist in here. Gonna mute my opponent. They're kind of annoying. Okay, they are off to the races again. I don't want this one because I need a 4th land to play this anyway. I'll make this trade. If I could find Darkness Descends, I'd be pretty happy here. Yep, I'm glad I was patient. They have 5 cards in hand. Sure. Sure. This doesn't have a good attack. Let's not allow them to have any good mana sink here. We have 2 more kill spells in reserve, but that thing's going to have to die. Okay, so they are representing a couple of different things here. They could have +2/+2, they could have +3/+3, they could have... But they didn't attack with these ones. And holding up Nameless Inversion means that they can't attack me anymore, and I have this now, which can copy the Dawn Hand Eulogist or just get back 2 permanents, which I probably will do. I don't want to take random damage when I don't have to. They might have something else here. Okay. I'd rather make a copy of my elf than kill one of their guys right now. Copy that elf, bring back this guy, and this guy, I think. Or maybe this guy, because he's lifelinker. But, yeah. So I can play both of them next turn. Don't want that. Okay, I'll get another Surveil. As long as I can trade with the Kinblade Aspirant, I'm pretty good. Okay, they're getting back a Wary Farmer or something. Easy trade. I think that's going to be a good card. I'll take it. I think it's better than drawing a land by a high enough margin that I'll take it. They're keeping their card on top, which is interesting. Beautiful. Sure. I think we want to hold this for a while still. I have 5 elves in the graveyard right now. I could have killed this, but they could also just play like a big, like they could have like the 5 mana 5/5 flying with lifelink in their deck or something like that. Okay. Double block here. Seems slightly unnecessary. I'm going to be making a bunch of elves, so... And this thing's going to be a giant trampler as a result. Boom goes the dynamite. That is what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, let's go. Morkant's Eyes. I guess sideboarding that card out was a mistake, potentially, though. I thought I was going to be able to win that late game anyway. I should have sideboarded out my other card. It's kind of like a 6-drop. It's kind of like giving me late game. I think we did a good job there. This card's probably best in the sideboard. Maybe the Grave Shifters should have been sided out first, but I'm pretty pleased with how that went. We find our second round opponent instantly. Great sideboard action. Thanks, Jinkinator. Okay, round 2. Adios, Frowacky. See you later. Almost doubled his power, yeah. Any particular reason for best of 3? I had Twitch chat vote on it, and Twitch chat voted for best of 3. It was a close vote, but best of 3 won. And I don't mind playing best of 3. Best of 3 is actually more fun for me because I think sideboarded games are more interesting. We have to mulligan this, sadly. If we had a second land, it'd be perfect, but alas. And alas. We can keep this, though. We're going to ditch Bog Slither's Embrace, and we're going to ditch the Vinebred Brawler. We're just going to hope to top deck some early game and some... Oh, beautiful. This is maybe one of the best draws we could have had here. Was wondering if a creature heavy set is better for best of 3. I don't think there's any particular attributes that would make something better for best of 3, other than just good sideboard card action. We have a lot of good sideboard cards. Beautiful. Graveshifter has some targets. I think we could actually win this game on a mold of 5. Playing against green-white again. Great draw. My opponent didn't get off the fastest start. They're playing Foraging Wickermaw, so that's a sign of weakness. It's not what I like to see. Kithkin is a very popular deck, that's for sure. I'm going to get back my Death Toucher. I think it'll stall out this guy pretty well, and then I'll use this to kill this eventually, get back my 2 bigger ones. This thing and this thing, maybe. Liminal Hold, sure. So they're hitting me for 5. I'm hitting them back to gain 2 life. Okay. I am once again hoping for a land. Beautiful. I could also just give this thing 4 power. Yeah, that seems better for now. Oh, this is a good trade for me. Seven, 13, no blocks. And now we just win. Destroy target creature, give my creatures +3/+3. Boom. We won on a mold of 5. Let's go. You're currently on your first 6-0 run of the set. Wishing you luck in the 7th game. Yeah, good luck. Okay. So they didn't seem like they have as many early game creatures. We didn't see any 1 toughness creatures. They have a little bit more beef, but no 1 toughness creatures. I still might want this card. Still might want this card. Chomping Changeling is better against Pitiless Fists and Liminal Hold. And Foraging Wicker Moss. So we're going to bring that guy in. Get ready to chomp. We see at least 3 targets. Not that the Pitiless Fist is a great target. We're going to cut a Wretched Wretch, I think. We haven't seen a ton of 2-drops, but I assume they have them because they're playing Kithkin. So I'm going to bring in the Requiting Hex. And I'm going to... I'm going to sideboard relatively minimally here. Cut 1 Grave Shifter. Requiting Hex is decent. Huh. The 4/2 lines up pretty well against their 3/4 guy. Do I have any like 2-powered things? I love that guy. This might be a bit slow. So I'll cut that so I can add the Requiting Hex. And add the Chomping Changeling. We're making some minor changes. Yeah, we could have cut the Tree Folk because we didn't see any 2 toughness creatures. I considered that. Well, let's see how the Changeling does and how the Tree Folk does. You went 3-0 with your pre-release with 2 of that 1-drop? Yeah, I think it's okay. It's a good card. I just thought that I wanted to be a little bit... It's more of a slow card. It's good with Gnarlbark Elm. Okay, we are cruising. Our sideboard Chompling is going great. That's pretty nice. Losing to an Oko Ultimate is admirable. Okay. Yeah, they could have the 4/2 Flash Elf. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for them to. Let's just get rid of their creature. Liminal Hold, okay. I know I could use the Requiting Hex to kill that guy, but I figured it'd be better. Maybe the Requiting Hex is worse than the card I cut for it. I bog slithered maybe a little early. I mean, what do they have in their hand? It's got to be combat tricks, right? Yeah, they played these post-combat, so it's got to be Blossoming Defense or something. I'm just going to draw. Guess using this to blow up their 1/3 was a bit premature. Figured might as well try to chip in the damage. Now this can block here pretty easily. So I think they have Blossoming Defense in their hand. 4, 7. They could also have +2/+0 and Indestructible. Rooftop Percher, okay. Cool tech. Chipping in. Get rid of their flyer. Okay, Timid Shield Bearer. Hey, Mari. Unfortunate. They draw one card only, though. Congrats on the trophy, Zuva. Okay. Maybe not the best, but I feel like it's okay. I'm making some progress. Never mind. We're losing all of our progress. If I'd drawn that about 5 turns ago, it would have been good. No! Okay. Unfortunately, we can't survive. We just get trampled over. Yeah, they drew 8 lands. We drew 11 lands. Or was it 10 lands? 10 lands. I mean, 2 more lands is a big game changer here. They have Thought Weft Lieutenant. They have a few 2-drops. Yeah, the 2-drop kill spell's good here. And they have a bunch of 2/2s, so dealing -2/-2 to everything could be good here. What did I cut? I cut this guy. This guy would have been pretty good. But they have Graveyard Hate now, so I kind of want to move down on my Graveyard Reliance. But they only have 1 Graveyard spell. One Bile Vile Boggart, 1 of this guy. I want to save my big kill spells for their big guys. They don't have a lot of X1, so Bile Vile does get a lot worse. Actually, I didn't see a single 1 toughness creature. Maybe I cut 1 Grave Shifter. Chomping Changeling. Still haven't seen the most targets for it. I think I'm going to cut it. Killing their 1/3 is not like a huge game changer, and I've seen 1 Liminal hold. Okay, and I'm going to cut Grave Shifter because they have the Graveyard Hate to make it a little bit worse. Actually, I'm going to cut the Stoic Grove Guide. I'd rather have Grave Shifter than that. I'd also probably rather have Dawnhand Eulogist. We're not going to make too many drastic changes. The Darkness Descents could be really good for us. Game 3. On the play. Terrible hand. But we have both our colors. That was such a good draw. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Grave Shifter's looking way better. Okay, we've top decked incredibly well this game. I'll get this guy back. Next turn I can play this plus this or something. Wary Farmer, sure. Okay, that's not great. Hate to see it. Boom! Got the win. Oh, what a victory. We drew so well at the beginning of that game. Holy heck. Sideboarding gets the job done. Did we even draw any of our sideboard cards? Probably not. We de-sideboarded our card. Our this guy again. My gosh, what a victory. Well, we're headed to the final round. Maybe we want Requiting Hex here. It's been good the first 2 rounds. We could cut Stoic Grove Guide. No, let's just keep it as it is. If we play against a bigger deck, like deck that goes a little bit bigger, we'll want it, I think. And we have plenty of self-mill. Hello, July. Pretty nice rounds. We're going to the finals. Man, the Scarblade Scout clutch. We're going to keep this hand. We might honestly play more Kansai. Are we against green-white again? Okay, we're against red-white. Well, in that case, we'll play the Scarblade Scout, try to get some extra life gain. I don't rate Glisterbairn high. I don't have it in this deck. I have 8 forests. It's too hard to include with 8 forests, I think. Okay. So there's some consideration to nameless inversioning this because Blightrot can kill something slightly bigger. And I'm stuck on lands. The main thing is if I don't... Yeah, I'm in a nameless inversion. I could Blightrot it, but then I can't... I might not draw a land next turn is what I'm thinking. Because being able to do this into Morkant's Eyes would be better. But they might not play a creature I want to kill anyway. So we did get punished. It was a close call at the time. I think they might have kill spells. Like, what else would they have? Wow. That's unfortunate. That's really, really bad for me. Come on, give me a land deck. Beautiful. They only have 1 card in hand, so I could use this guy to kill this guy if I get a little lucky. They're gaining back some life that they lost. Get back Morkant's Eyes. And Scout. And the reason I didn't attack was because if they have Destroy an Attacker or something like that. I can play my lands out. I don't have any reasons not to. Oh, I guess Destroy a tapped creature. This is Destroys tapped. Yeah, tapped creature. This makes 4 elves right now. That's pretty good because it'll die and it counts itself as an elf. That's a fine trade for them. I could have bog slithered something, put the counter on that guy, but I think gaining the life is pretty good against them. Sure. They have to block the Vinebread Brawler. If they have an answer for a bunch of 2/2s, good for them. It looks like they're going to be killing them the old-fashioned way. Boom. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so against red-white, they have 1 2-drop, 2 2-drops. We've seen 3 4 2-drops. We're bringing this card in. Maybe this card is just a main deckable card. There's enough 2-drops that it answers. And then we cut... What's been our weakest card consistently? I think we cut the Stoic Grove Guide, probably. Maybe we want Darkness Descends against them. It's really bad against Reaping Willow. And against their other guy. So I don't think I actually want Darkness Descends. They have that 5-drop Giant. Do they have artifacts and enchantments? No. Do we want -1/-1 counter guy as a blocker? No, not really. This can kill a flyer, but they only had the one that they showed us. This could be good for some extra life gain. And just a little bit more beef. Maybe I should have been playing that guy all along to make my Grave Shifters better, things like that. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I keep drawing hands like this. It's really awkward. Yep. Nice. We've won on a mulligan to 5 before. Okay, decent mill. We don't want to draw those. We are very bad at drawing good cards. Maybe we will draw good cards in game 3. We've had to go to game 3 every time. Yeah, Darkness Descends against this layout is going to be bad. I think that's an okay move. I see. It's all coming together. We've had 4 lands in a row on the top of our deck. My gosh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do not have a lot of lands left. Maybe I should have held the guy back. I don't want to block them, though. Yeah, I should have held this guy back. Okay. Give me a... That's pretty good. If they don't kill it... Yep, they're going to kill it in response, and then they'll blight with this guy to win. Yep. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Okay, game 3. So, they have Artifact, Enchantment, removal spells. Any 1 toughness guys? No, not really, but they have some blight synergies. I'm glad I cut this card. A couple of life linkers could be good with like +3/+3. I don't think I want this. I think I'm actually okay with the way I've currently built my deck. I just have to draw like a reasonable mix of lands and spells. Mulling to 5 is not going to help me. See, this is a keepable hand. It's not great. I can't cast my Moon Vigil Adherents, but I've got a Blight Rot. It's a nice draw. If that gains me a bit of life, that could be really good. Easy block. Gives me something to do with my Grave Shifter that's productive. Oh, are they missing land drops? I will say, Swamp is literally the least helpful draw in my entire deck. Because I just want to be able to cast this guy, but sometimes you take what you can get. Thanks, game. Really always a fun time doing business with you. Jeez Louise. I mean, we're going to lose this game badly now, I think. Not looking good for our team. Yep. It's frustrating to lose games like this because my deck is really strong. I've got a lot of good things going on. This thing is going to negate that once I draw a land, so... Or the right land. They have 3 spells left. Because remember, they missed a land drop. So I know they have all spells. Sure. This is really unfortunate. Truly. I assume they have this lumbering giant or something. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the land of Nicolai. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. If I can draw... Oh my gosh. If I draw my Tristan's command right here, I could still win this. I think it has to be this turn, though. So they can hit me for infinite damage here. It's just hard to win games when you draw like 5 spells. I think I kept a reasonable hand. That would have been good 10 turns ago. Less good now, especially because they exile 2 of my elves. Especially because they can just make my guys unable to block. What a frustrating game that was. I don't think I could have... Oh my gosh, of course it asks me. What was I supposed to do? I don't think I can do anything. Oh my gosh. I was battling for the trophy. We were up a game in the finals, and then we mulled to 5 and drew infinite lands. And that was how it ended. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Like, if we didn't even get the chance to, like, do some cool plays with that guy, if it had stuck around. Oh, man. That's tough. I really thought we could win the trophy there. Well, I think our deck was sweet. We had one, I guess, kind of 2 rares. We never got to use this guy, though. He always died. And our deck was pretty clearly set up to win in the finals, so... I mean, obviously, wasn't guaranteed to win, as you could tell, but... pretty well set up, I think. We had this card. This card maybe should have been in the main deck. But pretty sweet card regardless. We had this card for sideboarding, this card for sideboarding, even though we didn't bring it in. Glister Baron was not really a card we ever considered because triple green was hard. I mean, you saw how hard it was to cast Moon Vigil Adherents. Oh, man. It was not even... It was funny because if we'd drawn the land for the Moon Vigil Adherents, we would have had the ability to... like, take less damage, I think, for a while, but... Anyway, we did our best, and the deck was sweet. Morkant's Eyes was pretty fantastic, so that was fun, and our deck was nice. If you made it to the end, leave hashtag sideboarding to let me know you made it to the end, because hopefully you learned something about sideboarding. We also kept drawing, I think our opening hand of Graveshifter Bogslither's Embrace happened multiple times. That was kind of unfortunate. Anyway, pretty cool deck, pretty fun to play. I hope you enjoyed watching the best of 3 action, and I'll talk to you next time.